Hi everyone, my name is Gabe Lewis and today I'm going to take you through an overview of a project completed by a team including myself, Saad Obalidi, Payman Jamshidi, and Jared Kovacs. This project is a senior design undergraduate capstone project in the Systems Engineering and Operations Research program at George Mason University, and the topic is enterprise modeling and how to improve the analysis of alternatives process for IT solutions government contract proposals. This project was sponsored by the Civilian and National Security Division of Vangent Incorporated, who is an IT solutions government contractor based in Arlington, Virginia. As a contracting company, successful proposals are critical to winning contracts and thereby gaining revenue. That's how they make their money. And there's less and less revenue available to be won due to decreasing federal contract spending in this time of economic downturn. A critical part of those proposals is the analysis of alternatives, or AOA, which is basically the technical portion of what's being proposed in the proposal. The amount of time it takes to complete the AOA varies from 2 to 8 weeks, and AOAs are usually very complex, dealing with a large scope of technology. The 24 tasks in the AOA process itself are divided into 4 phases, which are the define the problem domain phase, where you come up with the requirements for the solution you're developing, the define evaluation criteria phase, where you take those requirements and make measurable criteria for your analysis, the explore alternate solutions phase, where you do all your research to determine what alternatives you're going to consider in the analysis, and finally the evaluate solutions phase, where you actually conduct the analysis and make a ranked list of alternatives detailing your results. From a detailed analysis of the AOA process, different types of tasks performed can be identified that shed some light on the details of the process, including the variability of the AOA's duration. The first category is labor-intensive tasks. These are those tasks in which not much expertise is needed, but they may have a long duration all the same. Its variability is pretty low at around 22%, one standard deviation from the original duration. The decision-making category has a much higher variability at around 54% and involves those tasks where the decision maker actually does need to use his or her expertise to make a judgment call or complex decision, etc., to complete the task. Experience recall tasks are like decision-making tasks requiring an expert, but this time emphasizing the expert's dependence on his or her past experience in AOAs, and this has a medium variability at around 44%. Networking tasks are those that require the expert to collaborate or dialogue with colleagues to complete the task. So who are the people who really care about this process? First off, there are those who conduct the AOA process itself. They are the solutions architects, technical expert employees of Vangent. They want to maximize their productivity and labor rewards while minimizing overtime hours necessary to complete the AOAs. Next are the capture managers, who oversee the proposal on a high level, and their goal is to increase the probability of winning contracts through high-quality AOAs. Finally, the proposal managers manage the AOA itself and want to maximize AOA throughput. So there's a problem. During a time of national economic downturn, federal contract spending cuts have led to a decrease in available contract revenue and an increase in the competition for that revenue between government contractors. These factors have increased the time sensitivity of proposal development, specifically in the AOA process. Thus, there is a need for analysis of alternatives process improvements to reduce the mean time duration by at least 33% and the variability by at least 25%, while maintaining or increasing AOA's proposed solution quality and keeping maximum costs below $100,000 per AOA. Based on our understanding of the AOA process, we developed several different potential solutions to the problem. The first is to optimize staffing levels in the AOA by adding one solutions architect to help conduct the AOA. This takes advantage of parallel tasks in the AOA and increases the size of the social network, which helps in the networking task category. The other alternatives are information management alternatives, including implementing either a file management system, a content management system, or a sanitized repository. These basically give the solutions architects better access to key information. The Sanitized repository in particular has the potential to remove proprietary restrictions to research, thereby making it more likely to replace current effort with past research and convert highly variable decision-making and experience recall tasks to labor-intensive tasks, which have a much lower variability. The effect of each alternative on the model is captured via efficiency indexes determined for each alternative, capturing the efficiency improvement. For example, the content management system gives a 15% increase for labor-intensive tasks, so the efficiency index would be 0.85, meaning that all labor-intensive tasks would take 85% as long as they used to before the implementation. It's important to note that we considered combinations or configurations of alternatives as well as each taken singly, but no configuration involves both the file management and content management solution, as they overlap in the areas in which they are applied and therefore are exclusive to each other. In order to model the current or baseline AOA situation and to test the effect of implementing the alternatives, we built a Monte Carlo discrete event simulation of the AOA process using Rockwell's Arena software. The inputs to the simulation are the AOA process definition, the task category efficiencies for each alternative configuration, the difficulty of the AOA, the availability and applicability of external information, and the number of technologies addressed in the AOA. The model outputs are the mean time duration for the AOA, the variability of the duration, and the quality of the AOA. What you see here is the model being executed. The white box moving around the model denotes the progress of the AOA, and you see on the left the structure of the model with the 4 AOA phases, and on the right the variable assignments and task duration and quality calculations on the top right. The AOA progresses through the process logic, and when it comes to a task, it jumps to variable assignments on the right, and then to quality and time delay calculations before returning to the process logic. The simulation results for reduction of the mean AOA duration for each alternative configuration are shown in this chart. The horizontal line is the threshold of a 33% duration reduction established in our need statement. Note that the configurations that meet the need are those that involve the optimized staffing levels alternative. The highest duration reduction comes from the combination of optimized staffing levels, the sanitized repository, and the content management alternatives. The results for variability reduction seen here show a similar trend for the configurations involving the optimized staffing levels alternative, with only those rising above the 25% variability reduction threshold being the ones that include the optimized staffing levels alternative. The 25% variability reduction threshold is represented by the horizontal line and was established in our needs statement. The quality results from the simulation are basically that the sanitized repository causes a 10.2 increase in quality due to the increase of information availability it brings, while all other alternatives do not affect quality. Seen here are all configurations that include the sanitized repository up at a 10.2% increase in quality above the baseline expected. Each configuration of alternatives is scored by overall utility via a utility function derived from our stakeholders, based on which we conducted a cost-benefit analysis to assess the configurations of alternatives. The results are shown here in this chart. The desirable region for this chart is for high utility and low cost, which is in the top left region of the chart. The combination of optimized staffing levels and maintaining a sanitized repository is the closest to the desirable region among those alternative configurations which do meet the duration reduction and variability reduction need. We therefore recommend that our stakeholders implement the optimized staffing levels and sanitized repository alternatives, which will give a % reduction in the AOA duration of about 44%, a reduction of variability of about 38%, an increase of quality of about 10.2%, a total utility of around 4 on a 1 to 5 scale, and a maximum cost per AOA of $50,000. However, there is a possibility that the parent company of Vangent Incorporated, namely General Dynamics, already has a license agreement with the Content Management Platform vendor, EMC. Our stakeholders could possibly share in those licenses, and that would significantly decrease the cost of the content management alternative and likely make the combination of optimized staffing levels, a sanitized repository, and the content management system the closest to the desirable region. Also, this would have a better utility, mean duration, and variability reduction. This concludes the project overview. Thanks so much for listening, and if you'd like more information on our project, our project paper is available on the web address shown, and have a great day.